Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, everybody. Little special impromptu episode today on this Speakeasy. I wanted to explain a little of myself and what it is that I think a lot of us writers do to get our message across and get our work published, because as much as we don't like to admit it, we have to sell ourselves a little bit. But a little preface, a little introduction into what I mean by that, or why I am explaining this. This past week, as anyone who has seen my Facebook page has seen, one of my pieces that I enjoy dearly and I'm really proud of is called Polar Night. And it was issued in the second edition of the Top Hat Raven. There's links on my Facebook page, my website, and my YouTube account on where to look for that. Excuse me. And part of the reason why I was so hell-bent in celebrating this and excited about it is that this piece was a piece that I thought was really good, and I must have shipped this piece off to about 50, 60 different publications, and you get the messages back, oh, well, thank you for submitting, blah, 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 we appreciate you choosing us, but we're sorry, we're not going to choose your work. Well, I understand that, and to be honest with you, I can see, why some people wouldn't want to publish that work, because it is a work of mine that I don't really know what to call it. I don't know what genre to call it. It's like, I guess, a prose fiction piece, but it's not. I don't think it would be a perfect fit for everybody or every publication. This is also partially why I really do appreciate Top Hat Raven and in publishing this and getting this released out to the public. But I think now when I talk about selling yourself, I'm talking about at this moment more the poetic, prose, short fiction, or flash fiction, I guess some would call it, areas. Because I haven't written a full story yet. I plan on hopefully someday writing novels, and I'm in the process of one, which could be a short story collection, could be a novel. I'm figuring out all the details, and I'll explain a little more on that later. But I'm sure there's different areas and avenues. If you're an author, I'm sure you need an agent. I guess you need an agent to be a poet too, but you definitely need one to be an author to some extent. And I'm not truly an author yet, in my opinion. I would consider myself a poet and a writer, although I wouldn't consider it a lifestyle until I do get to make a living off of it. But when it comes to what I mean by selling yourself, you gotta find different publications that'll fit what you want, what would want you to write and to use. And it's a very, I don't want to say delicate process, because for me, I'm not going to lie, I just threw shit at the wall. I'll just send submissions here. And another thing to note, what a submission is basically you create a document with either your writing in it, whether it be a Word, notepad, whatever, and whatever amount of writing that they ask for, you put in there. And I've done that quite a few times in the last about 4 to 5 years. So I guess I'm different from a lot of people, because a lot of people have told me, and a lot of publications, a lot of websites will tell you, read our stuff, check it out, and see if it's a good fit. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to anybody here. I'm lazy when it comes to that. I do not read a lot of other people's work. If that makes me disrespectful in some way, I would apologize to the writing community. I don't mean to do it. I do read some writing, and I do like a lot of it, but I like throwing shit at the wall. Because, in my opinion, even though maybe this is not true, if I send things out to 60 publications instead of 30, I have more of a chance of getting published. And I think that sometimes people forget that. It's kind of like, because basically you're marketing yourself. You are marketing your work. And I wanted to speak on this also because I wanted to make another point, in that part of the reason why I am okay with going through this process and just throwing shit at the wall, some people would almost call it undignified, I would assume, just by, wasting other people's time and maybe getting embarrassed partially in the process by submitting to somebody and it makes no sense because they don't like your work. Well, I think that my work is good enough to where I can convince somebody that they will like it. Now, if I can't, that's fine. But why I am okay with doing that and selling myself the way that I have is because I feel once you are published, once you get something published, whatever that is, be it a book, poem, short story, collection, anything, once it is public, that piece is no longer yours. Now, the meaning behind the piece and the writing, the process of it, will always stay in your heart and stays in my heart. And that, I think the stigma or the stereotype with writers, especially authors, is that it's a painstaking process and takes years, and it just, if it's something really hard to do, it's just painful to do it. It fucks with your mind. That's not how I write, and that's not how I feel when I'm writing. If I felt that way, I wouldn't write, because I love doing this. And I'm sure there are people who go through all that I just described and love doing that and love the final product. I do enjoy the final product, but to me it's almost like they say, like the famous phrase, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. That's what writing is to me, and writing stories. The journey is in some ways more fun than the final product. And I enjoy and I am proud of the final product, but I'm more proud of it because I know what I went through to do it. Polar Night is a perfect example of that. It took me, not to brag, it took me 3 hours to write that. And it's about, I'd say a 5-piece a 5-page prose piece, sorry. And I think it's a pretty good work. I think it's the best work I've ever done. But I enjoyed the writing of it. But why I say once that final product is done and it is published and it is out for the world to see, is because they can perceive it however they want. And it's up to them to perceive it however they want. And I've always wanted to express that with people, because I always, Now, granted, I'm not famous. I'm not a huge writer. I haven't written a lot. I've only had a few pieces published. But I do tend to think sometimes people take their work too seriously, and I hope that never happens to me. However, I can also be excited about getting published because people are going to read my work, and that's the ultimate goal, to have people read my work and to feel as though I have contributed something to this world, even if it's just a few minutes of entertainment for somebody. And that is a great feeling. And that's why I love doing this, and that's why I love even selling myself. Even if I come up short 89 times out of 90, that one time I came up big is great. And even that 89 times short, I know that piece was good enough. It's just, it wasn't their style. And people have their own style. And any fellow writers out there who are going to listen to this, I don't know if I'm really should be listened to, because, or have this be taken as advice for a couple of reasons. One, even though I've been writing for 10 years, I'm only in my mid-20s. I have a load of time to experience and get better and get more creative. I have a lot more. I'm just in the infancy of hopefully being a career. We'll find out with time if it becomes a career or not. But I'm just in the infancy of that. I'm I'm the young buck. I don't really know shit yet, but I like it that way. But when I'm talking like I have now, I've rambled on for about 12 minutes already. The point being, these are my feelings. This is how I feel. This may not necessarily be what I know, because I don't know if other people feel like this, but this is how I feel. And it does feel great, and I would welcome anyone to read this piece that I have. I'm going to read a short work today, posted online on my Facebook page as well. I will get to that in a minute, but I just want to finish off this discussion. I just hope that we all start to learn what it really means to sell yourself, and to sell out, to sell to sell for. It really doesn't matter. As long as you know what you did in the process was what you wanted to do, and it turned out great, that's all that matters. And that's all that matters to me, and I hope that's all that matters to other people. If other people have other beliefs, if they want to write just for the hell of it, just for money, hey, all the more power to them. I don't mind. I would like to make money off of it, but that will never be my sole motivation. If it is, I will stop writing tomorrow, because then it has no heart, no soul, no feeling, and that's what my writing is about. And I think you can all hear that when I do. Write or recite. Going to do a quick poem for you all today. Thank you for listening to that rant. Here we go. It's called The Well. Acceptance to this fairy tale land, accessible to the proudest individuals. Make believe and faith scour hate, commingling of nothing batters and splits open individuality. Now accessible to no one, we all graze like the grass, like the cows. We all eat the feces like dogs. We all read the propaganda. Whether smart or dumb, dull or exciting, excite, excess, extol, excrete. It's a self-fulfilling process, slightly damning, but who cares? We'll reach the damned when we're dead. That was The Well. All right, that's it for this quick little edition today. Check out my Facebook webpage, YouTube. This will be uploaded there. Big week next week, politics week. Get ready. Enjoy it. Have a great time.